Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we have an amazing story to share with you, featuring a powerful mage named Yuji and his trusty slimes. If you're new here, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification so you never miss any of our anime recaps. The story begins with the talented mage named Yuji and his fire-breathing slime companion, Sura, hunting down a fearsome monster. An adventurer named Gale witnesses this battle, and he can't wait to share this tale with his fellow adventurers at the Fast and Adventurers Guild. But the adventurers didn't believe his story. That is, until Yuji himself enters the guild with Sura on his shoulder, instantly grabbing everyone's attention. Yuji reports to Lily, the receptionist, that he has successfully completed his quest to find dryad flowers. As Sura spits out the dryad flowers, everyone got surprised, and we later see that the guild master Aegis quickly buys them from Yuji. Things take a turn when an adventurer named Resin reports smoke billowing from the forest, signaling a potential monster attack. Yuji contacts his slimes in the woods and discovers a large horde of monsters are heading their way. The guild master Aegis suggests everyone to evacuate the town, but Yuji proposes a plan to use a dragon bone which can create a devastating flame to annihilate all the monsters. With Gale's support for Yuji and Sura, the adventurers rally behind them to prepare for the battle. As the sun falls down, Lily and Aegis distribute dryad potions to the adventurers, and Resin coordinates the defense outside the town gates, while Yuji heads to a strategic viewpoint. As the battle begins between monsters and adventurers, Yuji feeds Sura the dragon horn, promising to finish the battle within 15 minutes using magic maker skill. During the battle, Yuji gets contacted by the forest dryad, and she alerts him about a suspicious man who placed a magical stone on the ground to summon the monster horde. Yuji makes a plan to capture that man alive while creating a barrier around the stone, although he successfully destroys it with a spell. But the mysterious man immediately commits suicide, leaving many unanswered questions. Under Yuji's command, the slimes help adventurers to fight the monsters, while Proud Wolf rescue Gale and Resin, who were outside the gate fighting a strong monster. After that, Yuji then creates a powerful barrier around the town with the help of his slime. While enchanting the dragon fire spell, he suggests all the adventurers fall back to safety. Yuji casts the powerful Hellfire Demise spell, incinerate everything outside the barrier. Everyone was shocked to see the power of a tamer, but there were few monsters who had survived. Even though Yuji was feeling weak as his MP was extremely low, he uses the Hellfire Demise spell again, ensuring that monsters were burned to the ashes. And by doing so, he ultimately collapses from the exhaustion. After awakening and witnessing the town's celebrations, Yuji feels happy that he saved the town, and he mysteriously leaves without a trace. The next day, Lily informs Aegis of Yuji's disappearance, and they find a mysterious lantern that has a magic stone holder linked to a dangerous cult. Unknown to them, one of Yuji's slime eavesdrops on their conversation, and we see that Yuji along with his companion continue their journey to a new town. After reaching the town of Kilia, he buys some delicious meat for his tamed monsters from a local butcher. As the monsters happily feast, a bell rings through the town, prompting Yuji to find out that it's coming from the church where a priest from the central city has arrived. Eager to continue his adventures, Yuji heads to the local adventurers guild to register. Despite some initial hesitation from the receptionist, Yuji is allowed to join after showcasing his enemy tracking skill. This catches the attention of adventurers Radis, Tina, and Lisa, who invite him to join their party because of his valuable tracking abilities. Although Radis has reservations about Yuji being a tamer, Tina and Lisa reveal his troubled past with previous parties. To compromise, Tina and Lisa promise not to kick Radis out if he agrees to let Yuji join. With the agreement made, the group sets off on their journey, with a flashback showing their mission to locate an earth dragon. Back in the present, Yuji's Proud Wolf and slimes scout ahead, discovering a pack of 5 wolves. The team engages, with Radis handling the wolves, allowing Yuji to assess his new companion's abilities. That night, they camp near the riverside, where Tina and Lisa try to learn more about Yuji's enemy tracking skills. Radis interrupts, suggesting they rest and setting up a watch schedule. A flashback then reveals how Yuji has been summoned to a fantasy world and got a tamer skill. In the beginning, he accidentally tamed a slime monster, which leads him to a mysterious old house. After reading a grimoire, he unlocks basic magic skill, and soon a bunch of slimes gathered around Yuji only to be tamed by him. As soon as he tamed them, the slime then began to start reading all the grimoire books, and we see that Yuji has acquired many new skills and earned the title of sage. Back to the present, Yuji's slimes report that Radis has abandoned his post while Tina and Lisa have gone missing. It turns out they were tailing Radis, who plans to sell the girls for slaves and assume Yuji's death. Radis is secretly working with the Blue Moon of Salvation cult. As Tina and Lisa accidentally step on a trap while escaping, suddenly Proud Wolf and the slimes create a diversion, appearing as a giant beast. The cult leader gets feared by the monster, ordering everyone to retreat. Yuji then seizes this opportunity, and he casts a ranged frost medium spell to freeze the entire hut. Later, Sura reveals the bandit leader to Tina and Lisa, and they got shocked because he was actually a famous bandit named Gelios, who has bounty on his head. With the situation resolved, the group sets up a new campsite, thanks to Yuji's slimes. As Tina and Lisa sleep, Yuji was thinking about the connection between the Blue Moon of Salvation cult and the attack on Faston, wondering what the mentioned calamity could be. The next day, Yuji's group approaches Delight Canyon. Suddenly, a powerful gust of wind strikes them. Tina mentions the rumors of an earth dragon causing the wind, but she doesn't believe in such tales. Little do they know what awaits them in the canyon. As they continue, Yuji remembers his past, when he first joined the Adventurers Guild in Faston. Under Rezin's guidance, Yuji passes all the tests with flying colors, proving his incredible abilities. Back in the present, Yuji uses a magical limiter and sends his slimes to clear the area of monsters. Dark clouds gather above, and in the town of Kilia, Priest Stale and Guild Master Ryard discuss an ancient tome containing a prophecy about the Blue Moon of Salvation. Proud Wolf reports a sighting of a giant blue dragon, prompting Yuji's group to retreat into the canyon, where they confront the Earth Dragon. The Earth Dragon ambushes Yuji's group as Lisa and Tina flee. Yuji, however, stands his ground and cleverly uses the canyon's wind gusts to defeat the powerful creature. His friends believe that Yuji ignited the orb beneath the ground to win the battle. Yuji's group returns to the Adventurers Guild, reporting both their victory over the Earth Dragon and the involvement of the bandit Gelios. They are rewarded handsomely with 14,070,000 gold. Reynard then takes Yuji to a meeting about the Blue Dragon. Using thoughtography, Yuji provides a detailed image of the Blue Dragon. Father Stale reveals the legend of the dragon, which is said to destroy the land within 3 days. The only hope is a divine emissary, but the details of this savior are lost in a damaged tome. Reynard announces that the Blue Dragon must be defeated at first light. As Yuji and his slimes eat in the dining hall, Tina and Lisa tell him that they have joined the Blue Dragon subjugation squad. Later, Stale gives Yuji a sacred dagger relic, the Knife of Cathis, which Yuji plans to use in his fight against the Blue Dragon. Yuji secretly went to face off against the Blue Dragon, and with the help of his tamed monsters, he managed to heavily damage the Blue Dragon using the Hellfire of Demise spell, but the dragon was unscratched. The dragon then started to attack back, but Yuji manages to avoid the attack using his shield. He then uses the Knife of Cathis, which is unbreakable, while using the Hellfire of Demise spell on the tip of the knife. Despite this, the dragon was not defeated and Yuji was physically attacked by the tail of the Blue Dragon. Yuji somehow manages to use the shield in time. He then unlocks the powerful Divine Strike spell, which ultimately allowed him to electrocute the dragon. Yuji then tries to use his Knife of Cathis along with the Hellfire of Demise spell while slicing off the dragon's neck and killing it. After the battle, Yuji is informed by Reynard in the morning that Father Stale has left the town after receiving a divine message about the Blue Dragon's defeat. Reynard offers the guild's assistance should Yuji ever need it in the future. Later, Tina and Lily treat Yuji to some food and apologize for suddenly getting their party to disband. During their conversation, Yuji reveals his plans to head to another town, and they suggest Ricardo as his next destination. As Yuji sets off towards Ricardo, he encounters an emergency when Dryad contacts him about newly discovered red and blue mushrooms, which were actually formed by Dragon's Grace, and that it can be used to create sage and mana restoration potions. Yuji has his slimes collect the mushrooms, but they soon realize that the water isn't pure enough for potion making. With the help of a few slimes, Yuji creates a magical barrier to distill the water. Flashback to the old memories, we see how Yuji helped Dryad to recover her mana by transferring his own, and he also helped her to dispel a red magic crystal which were actually cursed, and they became friends since then. Back to the present, Dryad successfully created 5 sage potions and 2 mana restoration potions, which she gave to Yuji. On the journey, Yuji and his tamed monsters find themselves in a strange town, where the people all have unsettling smiles. The town's leader welcomes Yuji and offers him a place to stay, although Yuji declines the offer and the small meal. Before leaving, he learns the town's name is Meshes, and the leader secretly conveys information about Yuji through an orb, revealing plans to harvest the dragon's grace from the canyon in the name of the Blue Moon of Salvation. Finally, Yuji's group reaches Ricardo, only to discover that the city and its surrounding area are covered in snow. On arrival, he soon learns that the town is facing a firewood crisis, causing the famous Tiger's Flame Pavilion to close its doors temporarily. Not one to back down from a challenge, Yuji sets out to help the town by gathering the perfect firewood for the restaurant. Using his slimes and their moisture absorption skills, Yuji quickly dries out freshly cut firewood and delivers it to the restaurant, allowing them to reopen. After enjoying a delicious meal, Yuji hears about the town's firewood crisis and decides to help. At the Adventurers Guild, Yuji takes a firewood cultivation quest and meets Watka, a firewood collection expert. Together, they work to gather more firewood, and Yuji uses his slimes to help him in the process. In just 3 days, Yuji manages to provide enough firewood for the entire town. His efforts earn him a delicious meal at the Tiger's Flame Pavilion. Things take a turn when Yuji learns that the source of the mouth-watering Rishia herbs used in the delicious stew he enjoyed has been overrun by monsters. He heads out to investigate and soon comes face to face with the greedy boars responsible for the chaos. Along with his slimes and tamed monster, Yuji sets out to rid the area of these pesky creatures. During the battle, Yuji and his slimes discover a mysterious orb. With the help of Dryad, Yuji determines that the orb is another dragon's grace, man-made and absorbing magic from its surroundings. He dispels the orb and sends his slimes to search for more. After finding a total of 108 orbs arranged in a circular pattern, Yuji notices a suspicious clearing in the center of the forest. With the area evacuated, Yuji uses his powerful Hellfire of Demise spell to destroy the mysterious center. As the smoke clears, a secret entrance is revealed, leaving Yuji to think about what could lie beyond it. Yuji then starts to explore an unknown underground area with his trusty slimes while leaving Proud Wolf and Dryad behind. As they go deeper, they stumble upon rows of mysterious machine canisters and 5 smaller ones with magical stones attached to their tops. Suddenly, 2 men enter the room, seemingly affiliated with the Blue Moon of Salvation cultists. After checking the machines, they decide to report a broken one to their leader. With quick thinking, Yuji casts monster stealth on his slimes, allowing them to tail the men undetected. As Yuji and Proud Wolf wait outside, the slimes follow the cultists through various rooms and eventually reach a locked iron door. They manage to unlock it and continue forward, finally reaching the surface in the village of Meshes. They spot the 2 cultists reporting to Javier, confirming their affiliation with the Blue Moon of Salvation. After discovering a broken curse well, Javier orders his men to scour the area for more magical stones. Yuji overhears their plan to eliminate any witnesses and sets his slimes to work, searching for innocent villagers caught in the crossfire. However, they only find a well-stocked library, which they quickly loot. As the slime found another secret door which was actually the treasure room, they hide all the treasures, and when a woman sees that the room was looted, she reports this incident to the leader Javier. He quickly noticed that someone is involved in this incident because all the members are now dead, with the event spiraling out of control. Javier instructs everyone to sacrifice themselves so that they can now activate the cleansing flame. Yuji makes his slimes a hasty retreat by using some flying magic, and then he casts a triple-layer barrier to contain the flames, but as he saw that the barrier couldn't hold the flames, so he tries to create a new barrier named Total Isolation Array spell, and the flames were extinguished later. Yuji returns to the town, greeted by a crowd celebrating the end of the mysterious frost. They hold a feast in his honor, where he finally gets to taste the town's special Angus cattle and Rishia herb stew. That evening, Yuji discovers a hit list from the Blue Moon of Salvation, and to his shock, his name was on it. Elsewhere, we see two assassins ruthlessly eliminate a group of people within a small fortress, and their next target is Yuji from the list. And that's it for today's anime recap. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our videos. Until next time, stay awesome, and keep loving Woof Anime Recap.